Welcome to the Blended Mommas podcast, where we talk about co-parenting, the good, the bad,
the funny, and the sad.
I'm Maria. I'm the stepmom.
And I'm Sam. I'm the mom.
And we asked a question a few weeks back, anonymously. That was, what is the hardest part of co-parenting for you? And you guys like flooded the inbox with so many things. So I picked out like 20, which was maybe half. And Sam's going to pick some that we can talk about right now. So she hasn't seen all of these.
No, I have not seen all of these.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm going to do to kind of keep it fair. That way I'm not picking and choosing or anything like that. Pick a number between 1 and 10.
7.
7? Okay.
I don't know why I acted like it was like...
That was like the hardest thing.
Yeah. I'm not winning money from this.
All right. What's the hardest part about co-parenting? Someone said, being the villain in every situation. It is always my fault being the stepmom. Bio told teen, I can't wait until you're 18 so I can tell you the truth. I can't wait either so I can finally know what I have done that is so wrong. When I ask what I've done to make it my fault, she tells me because.
How toxic.
I'm sorry.
I cannot imagine telling my kids that.
That's I can't wait until you're 18.
So I can tell you the truth. Because that just stresses your kid out. Why would you want them to feel that way? You know what I mean?
Like, but what is so like...
Why do you have to wait till they're 18?
Thank you. Like, clearly it's not that bad if you're fucking waiting until they're 18 years old to tell them, like, what your stepmom is doing wrong. Bitch, tell her what it is. Like, I don't get that.
Hey, stepmom, I can't wait either.
I can't wait. I would love to know what I did. That's literally the kind of, like, thing I was thinking in my head. Like, I would love to know, too. So if your guys' kid turns 18 pretty soon, let us know what you supposedly did.
Please, I want to know. Now I'm invested.
Fuck? Like, what is so, like, clearly it's not important though, right?
Right. If
you're waiting until they're fucking 18, and are you sure you want to open up that can of worms? Because when your kid's 18 and you tell them, like, you're an adult, you do whatever you want, that's not really something you want your fucking 18-year-old kid to know.
No, and also, like...
Because then they're going to tell you exactly what they want. You know what I mean?
And if it's really something bad, they'd probably be like, well, why did you let me be
like, why was I even around them?
For 18 years.
Yeah. That would be my thing.
Yeah.
Like, if my mom were to tell me, I can't wait until you're 18 so I could tell you how horrible your stepmom is. The fuck was she doing to me now?
Right. Like, why do you have to
Am I not? Like, what's going on? You know?
I can't. Yeah, that is hard. That's hard.
No. Honestly, I don't think you're a villain, in my opinion, just for the fact that the mom said that
to their kid,
to their own kid,
when they should be keeping them out of any drama in the first place.
Like, what the fuck? Like, oh my god, I can't.
You don't include your kids in the drama.
It's like, you know what? I'm gonna wait. Like,
it's like she's
doing all these horrible things to you, but I'm gonna wait until you're 18 to let you know what's
like,
bad.
No, it's like she just wants to put doubt in her child's mind. And she wants her to keep a loyalty bind to her.
Like, if my mom were to ever tell me that and then I turn 18 and it was something so stupid, I'd be like,
you're fucking annoying.
Like, you're a fucking idiot.
I feel like you're so annoying.
I'm like,
get over yourself.
I knew you should have lived with them. You know? Like, that's something I feel like a kid is going to say to their parent.
Mom.
You know
I'd
what
be
I mean?
You're so annoying.
Yeah.
That wasn't a big deal.
Like,
you held it over my head for 18 years and it wasn't a big deal.
You wanted me to shit my pants for that reason? Like, what the fuck?
I hate that.
No. Number between 1 and 20.
17.
17. Oh shit, I gotta count. Okay, here it goes. Okay. What's the hardest part about being co-parenting? Oh shit. She still wants her family back and is very bitter towards me. It's frustrating. I just want to get along. So I'm assuming
you're talking about bio mom.
Bio mom is the one that wants her family back, and stepmom is the one that's like, I just want us to be friends.
I mean, there's a lot of context we don't know.
Yeah. This one's kind of hard to say.
Thoughts on.
But if you hear this anonymous person that said this to us, give us more
Send
stuff
in a
in there.
situation.
Yeah. This is a perfect one to say.
Right, because
like give us more of the backstory.
What if you were the other woman? I'd be fucking pissed too.
Yeah.
You know? Or what if she cheated? Sometimes they, like, I've heard stories where they're the ones that cheated on their husband, and then they get divorced, and then they're all boohoo and they want it back.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that can happen.
Just like with but I feel like, okay, this is me probably just kind of throwing it out there too. No, this has nothing to do with her before any of you guys fucking
do it. Go.
I feel like a lot of women, especially stepmoms, and you know what, fuck it, yeah, bio moms too. I'll fucking throw that shit in there. I feel like when the dad cheats on the bio mom, the stepmom always sides with the bio dad. He had his reasons to do what he did. We seen that firsthand when we went through that one thing in SB. Do you remember my face? And then when some of the stories that these girls were saying, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking lose my shit. I'm going to lose my shit. Because they were shitting on fucking bio moms.
Well, here's
and I'm sitting right there. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to let y'all talk. And then I'm going to let you guys have it.
This is the thing, is there's 3 sides to every story.
Thank you.
Mine, yours, and the truth. And of course, you're going to like say he had his reasons for cheating if you're the one, like, you have to make yourself feel good about your decisions. So you're going to cherry pick the things that make you feel valid.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that's what happened here.
No,
again,
but
we have no context.
We have, the reason why I'm saying that we can actually say this in our own opinion is because it did happen, where Carlos was the one that was cheating on me, not with her, but you know, and then when that other person left the, you know, the situation, and he told her the truth about everything, she didn't fucking side with Carlos, being like, oh my God, like, you had your reasons. Like,
no,
it's okay, sweetheart.
Well,
nah, like, you were more like, you were a dick.
And he said,
you fucked up.
He said he fucked up. Like, he knew he fucked up.
Yeah.
That was the night. Like, that was the green flag for me for all of this, was that he was taking a lot of responsibility for what he had done. When he told me the story, you know, I was like, damn. And he's like, yeah, I fucked up. He's like, I feel like I ruined her life, you know. He's like, and so I've always tried to be better. So
yeah. He didn't ruin it, but he did.
I'm sure in that moment it felt really terrible. Yeah.
The only reason why I forgave him was because I have her.
Yeah.
That is the only reason, and she's my only one, so that will be the only reason why I haven't punched him in the nuts. Yeah. So, yeah.
Thank you, because, you know.
Yeah, because then you wouldn't have your boys. Right. You know what I mean? And then I wouldn't have the boys. So, thank you.
Okay, what's the next number?
Okay, give me 1 through 15.
2.
2? Oh, that was easy. 2. What is the hardest part about co-parenting? One of my baby mamas has always been amazing. We include her in everything. The other is nuts, even though her child is 32. The mom is still a child and had a major influence on her daughter and my husband's relationship. That's a whole lot of what?
That sounds familiar.
You think?
You know, the one that...
Hold on.
Sent us all the voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that's who it is.
I think this is who it is too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got the full story on that one.
Okay, so we think it's this one though.
Yeah.
It sounds a lot like it. But no, I think the daughter was younger though.
No, that's how old she was.
Their daughter was younger.
Was turning 21.
Yeah. Okay, so to me,
I love her, by the way.
I know, I love her. She's amazing. You are fucking amazing, if this is who it is. I don't know. This one's... I didn't even know what to say. I was like, you know what? Fuck that. No, I did. I was saying a lot of shit. Yeah. I was saying a lot. I was on a good one that day.
Yeah.
Because I was talking shit to that one guy too.
Yeah. So in this situation, there's, you know, husband has 2 baby moms, and then he has his wife. And baby mom 1, I think they're like great. Baby mom 2, it's always been rough. Always. And like, they've always just like kind of guilt tripped dad for not doing enough for their child.
Yeah.
And their child kind of heard that their whole life, and now that's what they project. And so now when it comes to like stepmom and dad's kids, that sister sibling.
We'll say sister. Yeah. It's just easier for us to say sister.
From that bio mom that was really like negative the whole time is like just kind of, you know, projecting a lot of that onto
the
their
younger
kids.
sister, yeah.
And just, I don't like any of that situation.
No, I think I was like, tell her now that she's actually like an adult, because I don't even think they were like a huge part of her life too.
Since she was like little, 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And like she loved her. They had a great relationship. It wasn't until
she got older where like the mom was influencing her a lot. That's where I would be like, okay, if you're that old, now I mean you can have a fucking conversation.
And also, like, this is why it's so important to keep your kids out of the drama and your whatever you got to go through. Like, keep them out of it, because now we have a child who grew up and like can't have a relationship with their dad, has no relationship with their stepmom, and barely has a relationship with their siblings because of, you know, this one person
that's like telling her
constantly feeding things into her whole life. Yeah. So it's sad.
And there was a lot of examples. There was a lot of examples as to why, you know, she's like, I'm trying. She didn't even talk bad about, you know, the bio mom or the shared child at that time. Like, she was not talking bad at all. And I always feel like it's a trigger, or not a trigger. It's like a red flag whenever I see like a stepmom trying to talk shit about the bio mom and the kid. And I'm like, you shouldn't even be a part of it at all.
Right. And you can like, tell by the tone and the words used. By the wording. Yeah. Yeah. And she didn't have any of that.
No, like, none. And she sent us voice recordings. So you know, like you can hear tell the voice, someone has animosity. Yeah. No, but this one, honestly, if let's just say Jaden was in her 30s and she's still trying to like do all that shit and I'm like influencing her, I would expect anyone to be like, shut the fuck up. You're a grown ass woman. Go see some fucking therapy to get that attitude fucking like right.
To work on you.
Because let me tell you, it's a fucking permanent thing if you don't fucking fix it now.
Yeah.
You know, so that's just, I had to go to therapy, so that's how I know it works. Just saying, you know, it's good. It's good stuff. Okay, ready? Let's do 1 through 20 again.
8.
8? Okay, hold on, I gotta count this. All right. What's the hardest part about co-parenting? Communicating more with my stepdaughter's mom than my husband does about necessary things. I hate it. I hate when people do that.
But it's like, and
I've heard that's in it.
I know, and I've heard both sides where like the reason this happens is because
they're dealing with each other.
They always, it becomes a big fucking fight anytime they have to like deal with each other. They just like aren't at a place where they can communicate like nicely at all. And so stepmom comes in and she can get the communication done. But then it puts her taking on this extra responsibility that she shouldn't necessarily have. I mean, everyone's family dynamic is going to be different, but it can be so stressful if you're over here making decisions, but then at the end of the day, dad, who can't even talk to mom, could be like, no, I don't like that. I don't want to do that.
Oh, just because he has like a fucking stick up his ass.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that too. I've seen that too.
Totally. At the end of the day, like, you're the step parent. So if you called school for information and stuff, they can't really give it to you because you're not mom or dad. Like, so it's like that is a really tough position to be in because it's very easy as a step parent to feel like, I'm doing all this work. I'm doing all the communicating. I'm doing all the parenting.
I'm getting nothing out of it. I get this shit at the end of the stick.
I have no say, you know, and yeah, that can be tough.
Yeah.
So.
But I feel like a lot of men too just put it on like, well, you two are women. You guys can figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sorry to like throw, I mean, there's not like a lot of guys that are like that. So I'm not like putting them all in like
one box,
you know, one box. I'm really not doing that. Just like I'm not doing that for stepmoms or anything like that. But my thing is, a lot of these issues that they're like, no, our husband just works so much. No, he made the kid.
He can make decisions.
He needs to make decisions
and communicate,
and that is probably one of the main reasons why bio mom is having fucking issues.
Because he's not communicating.
Because he's not doing the shit that he said that he was going to do.
Yeah. So
you know what I mean?
I feel like in that situation, you need to go. Talk to your husband and be like, this stresses me out.
Like, I am not doing this shit anymore.
I signed up to support you. I did not sign up to be the main communicator. Like you are the dad. You talk to mom and figure it out. You know, you gotta put your.
That was one thing I think with like me and Carlos, we agreed like between me and you, only me and you. Because I even told him I'm like, I didn't have a kid with anybody else but you.
Yep.
Just like you didn't have a kid with anybody else but me.
Yep.
And I've even told any guy I've ever dated that tried to like tell me, you need to do something, like, you need to shut the fuck up. Because it's none of your business.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, I had one guy who's like, oh, so I'm chopped liver? Yeah, you fucking are. I can understand if Jaden's dad was not in the picture, or if he was like a piece of shit, or if he wasn't really around. But he is. So I don't need you to try and be a dad to her when she doesn't need you to be. And you honestly, could be like a father figure, like you could be like someone that she can go to, yeah. Like,
and honestly, like I feel like once you realize that, oh my god, everything gets better. Once it really is, it's like so much better. Because I had that moment where I was like, wait a second, I don't need to be a mom, you know, like I just need to be the person that supports my husband. And part of supporting him, obviously supporting her when she's with him, but like I don't need to be that, and like I get to have a completely different role. That's also still great, you know, like, and then it just like the weight is lifted. Yeah. And you're like, you put so much pressure on yourself because you're like
because you try to be the mom in that situation when they are with you.
You never will be.
But it will, because you don't want to hear your child ever, or like the shared child ever say, well, you're not my mom. Right. You never give a motherfucker an opportunity to say that. Right. Period. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like that role is like, yeah, I mean, don't like, you know, oh, I'm not your mom. Like it's, I was gonna say something about the notch. Oh, I'm so tempted.
I know it's hard because I don't want to like throw these other people under the bus.
No, but they were shitty.
But yeah, and I'm sure that a lot of they're well known. So
yeah, and honestly, it's not like they can really. I mean, what the fuck are they gonna do? It's literally what they've said.
I just very much disagree. It's just
I'd rather just not. Yeah, I disagree with it wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I don't want to give any airtime.
No, because I might lose my shit.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, you don't want to do because it's okay.
Like, how can we?
There is a common like solution that I've seen in a lot of stepmom groups, and it's called nachoing, and it's where you basically say like, not your kid.
Not your problem.
Right. And so it gets this term like nacho, you know. And I really don't like that because I just feel like I feel like you came into this situation knowing there were children. Does that mean you love every second of it? No, I'm a fucking mom and I don't love every second of being a mom. You know what I mean? But like,
it's hard.
But you still decided. And so I feel like when you go like, oh, well, that's not my kid, that's not okay. Like
but yet you demand your significant other to treat your kids that are not his with respect and all that stuff, but you're not going to do the same for him. Like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to lose my shit.
Yeah. I don't like
I'm going to stay off of that because I have a lot of shit that I can say.
I just really don't like all of that because it's like
then you shouldn't be with anybody with a kid. Right. Don't be with anybody with a kid. If you literally do, and it's hard. I've dated people with kids.
It is.
I've dated people with kids. I understand it, which is why I think it's easier for me. Yes. But that doesn't mean that it's still not hard.
Yeah. And like,
you know,
and I just feel like when you do that, like, oh, well, like that's there's a tone to it when it's like, I feel like from what we've heard of this nacho thing, there's very much a negative tone. Like, I'm so fed up with them. They're not my kids, so I'm not going to fucking worry about that anymore.
Disgusting, rude.
Right. Where there's a different piece when you go, okay, it's not like I'm not their mom. I get to be something else and I still get to support them. And like, that's a more positive way to take on. Like, I can let go of a lot of that responsibility because she has two very involved, capable parents that I get to support, but I don't have to make those decisions. And like, it's a very positive take, you know, like there's like such a tone difference, I feel like.
Yeah. So. And you can definitely see who wears the pants in that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And it's really sad Because the day I looked at her when we were hearing all this, I looked at her mom, the day you ever said that about Jaden would be the day I would actually knock her ass out. Remember, I was like, I'm getting mad right now.
And
like,
it was funny because we had this whole conversation with this like stepmom coach. Not, it was one that we liked.
Oh, I love her.
And we kind of told her how we felt about all this, and I told her like how strongly you felt about it, and she was like, "That's so surprising considering she's a mom." And I was like, "Well, she's a mom who wants her kid to feel
safe
and comfortable and accepted in their home.
Like I'll be damned if and in their dad's home. So I'll be damned if anybody were to ever disrespect Jaden, especially home where she had first, and your ass just decided to come
and then be like,
and try and like take over. Like, well, no, my kids need to have this. Like yours does. Like it was very one-sided.
Yeah,
very one-sided. And anybody that agrees with that, I am so sorry. No. Okay. I'm gonna leave it at that. Just no.
Next one.
Okay, pick a number. Any number.
9.
Okay. What's the hardest part about co-parenting? Favoritism the bio parent and bio grandparents have with my bonus kid versus the other kids. It makes me sad to see my husband's favorite, his bio kid and his mom favorite her bio grandkids. Another hard part is bio mom not being around ever, but being idolized when I've been doing the hard work unnoticed.
Oh, wait, let me.
I don't know.
I get the mom part. I'm confused about the
mom part, but the grandparents. So I guess
the bio parent and bio grandparents. Oh, favoritism. Oh,
of what?
The other kids. Are they your kids?
Like that's what I'm kind of confused.
My bonus kid, because this is coming from stepmom, obviously. So it sounds like your husband favors his biological child, and his mom favors that child over either your child or your like your own that's separate from the dad, or you and dad's kids.
Yeah, that was
which weird. I don't like. I don't like any favoritism. None of that sounds right. I feel like
it's very normal for me to see that. And it's not like a fucking because I'm Mexican or anything like that. I literally have seen it with like, and I've heard it too, where it's like, oh yeah, that's the favorite. And it's like, oh, the oldest grandchild. No, but I feel like that's what it is though, because a lot. Thing. Oh, it is. No, hardcore it is. But I've even seen it with like some of my white friends too, though. Yeah. Where it's like, oh yeah, that's the favorite one. They just don't say it. But you know it.
I just hate it because like with Jaden, with my family, like I have so many nieces and nephews. I think there's like 18 grandkids.
I was gonna say you guys have a lot.
And like I just feel like nobody, like she just gets fit right in, you know? And like my other niece, I have another niece who technically is like a step, but like nobody would know, you know? Like it's nobody, it's not a thing, you know? She gets treated the same way. Even like her birthday, it was so cute. My stepmom,
oh yeah,
she likes to do a birthday day with every grandchild that's local. There's some that are like out of state, and so she'll take them for a whole day and they go shopping. And so she picked up Jaden and she took her to lunch, and then they went shopping. Hot topic, yes. She's like sending me pictures. She's like, "Is this shirt okay?" It's like a skull. I'm like, "Yeah, skulls and things are fine."
I was like, cool. "Yeah, it's fine."
You're good. But then she came home with a Mothman that has.
She wore that yesterday. Yes, that was the one I was like, "Oh, look at her shirt."
I like it, but we were like, not to school.
I told her, I was like, I don't care if you wear it at the house, but you're not wearing it to school. No. She's like, "But mom," I'm like, "No, I don't care. You can wear it." Did she wear it
to last night?
I don't fucking know.
I wonder what their parents
thought. Oh God. I think she did.
Anyway. And then she picked up, because Jaden was on spring break, but then her cousins that are the same age, they're at a different school district and they were not on spring break. So after they did dinner and shopping, they picked up her other cousins, 3 of them, and then they all went to where'd they go? I think
they went.
Was it skating, or I think they tried to go skating and then it was closed, so they went.
No, not golfing.
Oh, they went to the Sky High jump.
The
jumping place.
King, yeah.
Yeah, and she came out. She had a whole day with her.
Oh,
but
yeah.
anyways, my like stepmom does that.
Yeah.
And
then see with us, we always know that there is like a favorite. You know, like I said, I don't care.
Oh, in your family?
I don't care who says anything. I feel like everybody does have a favorite.
Yeah.
They just don't say it, and they don't show it. Like some people don't show it.
That's the important part, though.
You know, it's not showing it.
You still need to include all of them. You don't want anybody to feel different.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Like I think with Jaden in my family, she wasn't necessarily like the favorite, but she's technically the only girl around. So it's more or less like she gets spoiled. Like she literally gets spoiled.
Oh, same on Carlos.
You know? And it's the same with Carlos' side. Like Carlos was actually the favorite out of like him and his siblings.
Yeah.
He was mama's boy.
And she was the only grandchild.
And she was the only grandkid for like
10 years.
Fucking ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And coming from the oldest son.
Yeah. I know.
Like
it's
a big deal.
See, but even like Carlos's mom.
Yeah, she doesn't treat her like she does not treat any of the boys.
No one, like there is an equal dispersal of like, oh, these babies are my babies.
Yeah, those are her babies. Those are her babies. She even says to my babies.
She comes over all the time and sees them. You know, they see her. Yeah.
Yeah. She's a good grandma.
I feel like I understand why that.
I get that too in a way, but it's like if it's. I want kind of a little bit more in depth in that story too, though.
Well, it seems like she's saying they're showing favoritism.
Like they're showing
so if you're giving gifts all to one kid and not the other one.
Unless if it's a birthday, that should not be happening.
Right, like Christmas and stuff, or like you're taking them out and spending more time with them all the time on things, but then not these ones. Like that's not cool.
Because I feel like that's a personal thing.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily excuse me. To the kid in general, I think it's more or less to like the person that had the kid. Yeah. I feel like it's because they don't like you, so they're gonna choose not to.
Yeah. And then what did she say? Oh, the mom not being around, but getting all the glory or
that's what I want to know. I want to see why
is she not around? Is it like
why is she not around?
Thing?
Or is it like she just doesn't go to like the family things? Yeah. Like how long were your husband and her together? Because I know that's a huge thing too.
And that's the thing too, is I feel like you really have to just let that go. Like like that's their mom, and no matter what she's going through in life where she can't be present, I mean, there's just always going to be that like that bond with their mom and it might not necessarily be that she does the actions. It's that they like in their mind they like wish she would do the actions. So when she does come around that one time
and she does whatever, it probably makes
it's just going to reinforce this like thought that they had in their mind of like, oh, my mom's great, like she actually is great, she actually does love me, because that's really what they want, you know. And like you kind of just have to see it from their viewpoint that like how sad is it that their mom isn't around all the time and can't do those things. That's really hard for them, and so that might not it. I think if you just take it as like it's not personal to you, it's them processing that their mom isn't around, which is hard. No matter what, it's hard. So,
I mean, if it's too much though, I would say just walk away. Especially if you guys have no kids together.
And if they're treating your kids differently,
I would never be
okay. I would never be okay in a situation where my kids were treated like chopped liver. You know,
I would snap right then and there.
I would understand if there's a little bit of like, oh well, obviously that's their biological child, so you know, there's a little more bond there. But if you're like excluding my kids and stuff, no.
And you're making it really obvious that you're doing that, no, the fuck no, over my So all right, so I actually saw one.
Yes.
And I'm kind of curious about this. Okay. So I'm choosing this one. What's the hardest part about co-parenting? Feeling like an outsider to my own spouse when he interacts with his co-parent. This one's a good one.
This is a good one.
I like this one.
I felt this for sure. You know when I felt this? When we went to Anthony's graduation. This was like our first
time. This was like our first interaction,
hanging out after Carlos and I were together.
Yeah.
And we went to Anthony's graduation. and we were all sitting at the bleachers, and like you and Carlos were just like chit-chatting so much about all the people you had seen and stuff, because you guys grew up together and have a ton of history together. And it
went
was
to
all
the same middle school,
like 6 months into our relationship. And I remember feeling like, ooh, I feel so uncomfortable right now because I don't. And I remember thinking, like, I shouldn't feel uncomfortable. Like, this all makes sense. It makes sense that they are having this conversation, and it's not inappropriate or anything. They're just talking about people they see that they know, which, like, I would do the same thing if I was saw one of, like, whatever.
Like, we were literally at our old high school, and, like, some of the people there we went to high school with. So we're like, oh, my God, did you see that one guy? I was like, yeah, did you see that one girl? You know?
But I do very much remember being like, like, okay, I feel like, am I ever going to know him as much as she knows him? Like, it was that kind of outsiderness. Like, oh, they have a really close, like, they've known each other a long time. There's a lot of history. Am I ever going to have that? And, like, now that I'm fucking 6 years in, 5 years married, I'm like, great. I'm glad I'm so glad he has someone to talk to about
You're like, because I have no idea what
that's awesome.
Like, I have no idea what to talk about.
But I do remember in the beginning being like, whoa.
And it's like, you really have to sit down and figure out, like, why you're feeling that way. You know, because like I said, even I went through that too, when around the same time that she's talking about, I did too. You know, and then, like, mind you, when we did go to Anthony's graduation, like, his sister was there, his mom was there, dad, I think, was there too. You know, we were all there. And Carlos' sister has no problem at all putting anyone on check if she feels like it's inappropriate.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I know if it felt like it was teetering to that without me and Carlos realizing it, I know Stephanie would have been like, hey, like, no.
And it definitely didn't. It was more just like, it's like seeing your best friend.
Yeah.
All of a sudden have another best friend.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
It was just like
so we're talking about what now? You know?
It's like I'm not in on the joke, like being left out of the conversation, like a third wheel kind of thing.
Like know? FOMO, you're like leaving.
Yeah, like, and then it kind of I did get insecure about like just how much time and history there was there, and feeling like, am I ever going to be that close to him or know that much? And yeah, like I said, now I'm like,
yeah. Because I think you guys were engaged at that time.
No, we weren't. That was in May? So we didn't get engaged till October.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah, no, like it makes sense why someone, especially when there is a child or kids involved in general, to make you feel that way, because you've even said it too, there's been, you know, there was love there at one point.
Yeah,
that's why they had the kids. You know what I mean? Or there was something going on during that time. And it makes sense. And it's like, yeah, I can kind of see that. But at the same time, I think it's because of the fact that me and Carlos have known each other for so long. And we went through a whole lot of shit. You know what I mean? Like a lot of bad crap, but like a lot of good too. Don't get me wrong. But I did feel like that too. That's why when we went back to the house, I kind of left him out of the conversation, and then me and you were like laughing
the night.
Yeah,
and then Carlos became the third wheel. So, I mean, we shouldn't be surprised. So this is
literally, because I kind of, you know, like when you feel someone kind of like feeling like, you know, like you could feel that.
Yep.
And I felt it that day, and I was like, oh yeah, like we went to high school with this guy. Like I was trying to include her in there so that way she wasn't like, and I was trying to tell like everyone there, like, oh my God, yeah, I remember. I was like, Carlos, do you remember this? And like I would say the story, because I'm very like, okay, I have a story about this guy right here, you know, or like this girl. You remember that one that walked by? And
I just remember the security guard with a really long braid. That's what I remember from that day.
I fucking love her.
Yeah, I remember looking at her hair and being like, I hope my hair is that beautiful.
I was like, yeah, she's been here for fucking years. Like I was like, she even like broke up some of my sister's fights, and like, So like I tried to include her during that time, but then, you know, the graduation started, and then when we went back to the house
and
to
we
celebrate,
had to be quiet too.
That was the thing.
So I know you guys were like trying to talk about this. Yeah. So it was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like I knew I wasn't.
Mind you, we were not sitting next to each other. No. They were actually above us, and me and Stephanie were in the bottom. Yeah. So we
Carlos and I were next to each other, and then Sam was like in front of us, and
Yeah, and I was like, you know,
it wasn't
Yeah.
There was nothing wrong. There was nothing inappropriate being done. Mm-mm. It was totally like a insecurity of mine. Mm-hmm. And again, later on in the night, it was fine. Yeah. We had a great time. Yeah. But so I understand that outsider feeling though, especially in the beginning. I feel like as time goes on, you shouldn't really feel that way because you gain confidence in your relationship. And
and if it's him making you feel like you're not that confident, then there's something probably with him. I wouldn't put the blame all on bio mom.
Right.
Because it takes two. Mm-hmm. It takes two.
Yeah.
And if she's making you feel that way, it's because he's also letting it happen.
Yeah. The door is open.
The door is really open.
Yeah.
What is that? That one, Love Island? No. That one, Love is Blind?
Yeah.
That one, what's that one girl?
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind?
Chelsea and... No. It was the blonde chick.
It was, what the hell's her name?
That's something else we did.
Something Ann?
The last time we were supposed to record.
Sarah Ann? Is that her name, Sarah Ann? The pick me one? Right? The one that was like, oh, if there's nothing going on with you and her, the door's open or some shit.
It was dumb. It was, I'm glad, was it Jeremy's?
Jeremy
was the guy.
Yeah.
Sarah was the
Sarah
blonde.
Ann was not the blonde. Sarah Ann was the one that was like.
Yeah, that he left her for.
Yeah. No. Sarah Ann's the one that
they rode off on the jet skis together.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
But what was the girl's name?
I forgot.
I thought it was Sarah. No, I'm so confused.
Sarah, no, wait. I don't know. I'm confused. But that one, it's like that, where the door's open. It's all, you guys really need to start putting shit on the dude.
Yeah.
Stop putting
because they kept
so much on the guy because that's perfect example.
Wait, let's talk about that situation. Because they were like saying so much on there like, oh, you're not a girl's girl and such. And I'm like, it shouldn't matter. First of all, you're all on a dating show where this is the goal. So, like, I personally would not have gotten close to anybody because we're all dating the same people. Okay?
Exactly.
Second of all, if he was engaged to her, he's the one that, like, made the promise to not do that.
And I would not be okay. I would not be okay. Like, what is that saying? And I even say it to this day. How you get them is how you lose them. Period. Hopefully he cheats on her ass.
Well, I think they've broken up a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It wasn't like a whole year and they got broken up like twice.
And he went and saw Chelsea. We saw on the reunion. Yeah. Y'all need to watch Love is Blind.
Okay, I'm not into those kind of shows.
I'm not either.
Really not.
But y'all told me to watch it. So I did. And she came over.
And then I came over and then I was like, oh my God, this is the fucking shit that my coworkers are trying to get me on. And then I ended up sitting there.
And we were supposed to record that day, but I felt like caca. And so we just sat there.
And then I was like,
we did Love is Blind and we put on face masks. And yeah, it was fun.
I think because I was feeling like shit too that day. Yeah. I forgot. I know when it was. It was when I found out about that one guy that the
Oh yeah.
That was right around that time, and I was like, I don't think I can do it.
And I was like, good, because I have
body aches. I'm not feeling good, and
I was like,
okay,
you can still come over though and watch.
And I was like, I'll go over, and then
yeah,
and then we were going over what we wanted to talk about for like the podcast, like
around that time
in our newsletter. I'm going to be working on a newsletter. Like I said, the month of March kind of like slipped away, but we are going to be doing it. So I've kind of worked on some pieces. I just need to figure out what type of format I want to work on too. I saw some of the ones that you were telling me about, but then I also went on Pinterest and I saw some that I liked.
Pinterest is so cute.
So I was like, good ideas. Yeah. So I have to kind of like mess around with it, but it is going to be coming soon. Hopefully within this month, I can actually get everything out. So that way we can start May, summer, spring.
Yes.
Have it all.
That'd be fun.
Set. Yeah. So. But yeah, it was that whole thing. Like, I'm not a pick me girl, bitch. Yeah, you fucking were. She literally said in the message, if it doesn't work out, let me know. I'm all here for you. If I did not get chosen on national fucking television,
agreed,
I would literally fight tooth and nail to not fucking hit up that dude to look
and
like a
not
fucking
to be
idiot.
on the show anymore. I wouldn't want nothing to do with it. I'd be like, let's forget that ever
I'd be
happened.
like, that was just a mistake.
Because there was a lot of people that were not on the show.
No.
Like, they did the whole thing, but they never got on the show because they didn't find a match or whatever.
They didn't, or some of them ended up leaving. Yeah. You know what I mean? But so if I did not find a match,
you wouldn't have seen me.
Yeah, if I didn't find a match, or if I'm like, I don't know if I like that one. Yeah. You know, I would be like, no.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay, bye. Yeah. Say love you. Say love you. Yeah. All right. But that chick was a pick-me bitch. And that's literally, you got to figure out why you're feeling that way.
Yes. Okay. Let's do one more.
Okay, one more and then we'll wrap it up. And I'm going to let Maria choose again. Go ahead.
Let's do number 1.
One is the loneliest. Okay. What is the hardest part about co-parenting? With my bio child, having to listen to your child be upset when their sperm donor doesn't come around for 5 years. With my bonus son, it's heartbreaking to hear him tell me, thank you for being a better mom than his own mom. I just don't understand how kids are not the biggest priority to a parent.
Ugh. Stab my heart.
That was good. That was,
I was just having a conversation with somebody and I was like, I don't get how certain parents just like don't fight for 50-50 custody.
Yeah.
Like they're just like in a situation where mom is willing to give it.
Yeah.
Or like they only have 25%, but they're constantly giving up their time. Like, I don't get that. I really don't.
I don't either.
I couldn't.
I really, really don't. Like, if Carlos were to tell me, like, oh, I want to take Jaden full time, like, the fuck you are? Like,
or if he were to be like, I don't want her as much.
I don't want her as much. I'd be like,
then you get her none.
Then
Bye.
You really don't need to have her at all.
Bye.
I told him, I was like, the day you ever, and this is like in the beginning, okay, not now. I told him the day you ever tell me that you don't want to have her as much as like you have her now is the day I'm changing her name to my last name.
Yeah, just
I was like changing her name to my last name, and you really don't need to be a part of her at all. Like at all.
That's how I feel because I would not understand.
No,
I don't.
And I would be like, don't worry, I will not ask you for a fucking dime because I feel like this is just my thing. Mm-hmm. I feel like I've seen a lot of like even like on TikTok when these dudes are like talking about my baby mama wants child support. She's only gonna use it on herself. Like, no. Your $100 a month is not gonna fucking go to her.
It's gonna wipe my ass.
It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Do you know how expensive kids are?
That's the electricity, bro.
Like, and that's not even just the home shit. It's literally food, clothes, fucking school supplies. School supplies alone will
utilities
fucking kill me.
For their house. Like other random shit that they need, like medical stuff.
But I feel like a lot of guys that I have seen, and even some females too, where I have seen them being like, well, I gave him child support. So therefore, like, I am allowed to see my kid whenever I feel
and
like
that's the thing is I'm like child support and custody are completely
different.
Like, yes, your child support is calculated based on the amount of custody, but that doesn't mean you don't get to like be a parent because you're paying. Like, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. It's so gross, and that's also really sad about what her bonus son told her.
Oh my god! If I ever heard any,
you know what? Like, thank God for you. You know, being in their life when their mom isn't
clearly is not in there at all.
Yeah.
It sucks. It really does.
You really shouldn't have to like force a dad to be around.
No.
For your bio son, that would make me sad too. Like you sound like a good mom because all of this is like heavy on you.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I wouldn't be able to. Like, I think, like, an example that I can only think of that I went through with Carlos was, like, he only had her, and this is the beginning. Like I said, this is very, very early on when she actually really did need me a little bit more. But I told him straight out, either I'm going to give you 2 choices. Either 1, you pick her up more, or 2, you pay me child support. One or the other.
Because you're like, I need help.
I need help. I was like, you only have her 6 days out of the month. Like, that's nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm paying for a lot of this shit. And he was like, there was a lot of like crap going on too. And then it wasn't until like where he's like, can I pick her up today? and it was like an extra, and I was like, okay, I was like, we need to start it slow though, like because I'm so used to having her all the time, I need to adjust too.
And how old was she?
She wasn't even a year yet.
She was like Marceliana, like 10 months, right?
No, younger than that.
Damn.
When we, oh god, yeah, like it wasn't until 50, about 50. The 50-50 started slowly when she was 5 months.
Okay.
So it was hard for me to let, you know, and then
that's little. Oh my god!
And then like I said, it took me a while to adjust.
I don't think I've ever been away. Well, yes, I have. I was away from them once when I went to Orlando, and it was all I could think about was them.
Yeah. I mean, look at me, and I just went to Arizona.
And they were with their dad.
13. I was like, and then she was with you guys, and I was like, I'm fucking dying right now. But during that time, though, I made it a point to kind of put my foot down, because I always like, I don't want to fight with him. I don't want to fight with him. I don't want to fight with him, you know, because it's very draining fighting with him. Mm-hmm. And because it's not like probably like how, I don't know how they fight, but like
it's draining.
Me and him, like, we'll fucking go at each other if we have to, you know, like we'll probably hit each other if I
feel like we do like a mental warfare when we fight with each other.
And me and him not only do mental, but like we'll get physical if we have to. And like bitch, bring it, you know, but luckily we haven't gone that far. But I just wanted to keep the peace as much as I possibly could. And then finally, I think he just caught me on a really fucked up day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm done. I'm tired. Either you fucking pick our daughter up more, or you fucking pay me more. I'm all, because you're fucking behind. Oh, I went crazy. And he's like, and then it was finally, I think like he had like, not a come to Jesus moment, but I think he, like the next day, he texted me, because anytime, and I think this is how mine and his relationship has always been. If we hit a fucking spot and we're right, it'll make the other person think and be like, fuck, I have to do that. Like, I gotta stop being like that. Or, you know what I mean? Because he's done that to me too, where I'm like, fuck, I have to stop being a bitch.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, I'm sorry. Like, okay, let's just try and work this out and like do it, you know. So that we get lucky because we're able to kind of like get over it the next day. But literally the next day, he's like, can I pick her up, you know, a day early? I was like, okay. He's like, I want to try and pick her up as much as I can if that's okay.
Good.
And I was like, okay. Yeah. But you got to give me time.
You're all.
I got to adjust to this
like,
too.
Look, I was in a really bad mood. I was like, we got to do this slowly. I didn't mean it all right then.
I literally was like, I was really upset yesterday. And that's fine. I love that you want to pick her up, but please be nice to me because I need to adjust to this too. And
that's
like,
so funny.
He was like, yes, it's fine. And then, then I want to say about 8 months is when he started to pick her up, between almost the whole week. Yeah. And then it wasn't until, like I said, we kept adding days, like every month. We added like another day and then another day. And then it got to the point where she was right when she was like going to be one, like right in March is when we had the full on 50-50.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I was like, maybe this is good for her because she'll be able to spend time with her. And I saw how them two were, like how they were together. It was literally, I tell Jaden, I'm like, I'm so jealous of you because you have such a good relationship with your dad that most kids would die for.
He loves his babies.
Oh yeah, he loves his kids. And like him and Jaden, I don't know about that. It's they're twins.
Yeah,
they really are fucking twins.
I feel like their brains are the same. Yeah, you know, like they understand a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Yeah, and then the way he is with like the boys too, I'm like, oh, that's so cute. Mm-hmm. But how he is with Jaden, it's like gentle, but like
just enough little kick in the butt.
Yeah, like, just you know,
like to push her because he knows what she's capable of.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, don't get it twisted though. He even comes at me if like he sees me yelling at her. Sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna shut the fuck up too.
Okay, the vice versa. You do
I'm like, don't yell at me, baby. I don't like when he yells.
Well, I get like triggered because my dad used to tease me a lot when I was growing up, and then I see Carlos do the same thing, and it's like they do it just to watch their kid go like, and I'm like, stop being fucking stupid. I'm like, you're just trying to, and she's like, what? And I'm like, he's just trying to stress you out.
Trying to get you mad right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I did that to her too. I'm like, your dad. I was like, fuck your dad. She's like, oh, Mom, like before, oh my God, when she was like younger.
Yeah.
My mom my mom, and my mom's Bama, okay? Like, if you guys were to ever see my mom, or if you guys ever see us, and like anytime, my mom's Bama, okay? What she says goes. Even Jaden's like, but mom, like, you're older now, you're an adult. And I was like, that's my mom still though, dude. Like, you don't fuck with Bama, you know? And she was probably like Bo's age. And my mom was talking shit about like Carlos and as like his mom, just to see Jaden's reaction.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't like your grandma. She smells. Just stuff like that. And she's like, your dad's ugly. And she's like, oh, she got mad. And I was at work, and my mom calls me. I was like, what the hell? What's going on? Like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Because she called me during work, and I was like, my mom never does it. She'll text me. And she's laughing. And I was like, why are you laughing? She's like, do you have a minute? And I was like, yeah. She's like, Jaden came at me and she hit me. And I was like,
I love
what
it.
Do you mean?
That's hilarious.
She's like, she's laughing. And I was like, why are you laughing, Mom? That's not okay. I'm very I don't want to see any kid hit their grandparent.
It's like disrespecting an adult.
I don't like that. I hate that. It's just me personally. If anybody else, I'm like, well, that's your shit. I don't care. But I'm not going to allow it. And I was like, Mom, why did you fucking let her do that? Like, no, that's not okay. And she's like, she's laughing. I was like, can you fucking stop laughing? Because it's not funny.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. She's like, I was talking shit, blah, blah, blah. And I just wanted to see what she would do. She got really mad at me.
Oh my God.
She came at me. Can you imagine like her at Bo's size?
Yeah.
And like just like hitting. And I was like, oh my God, Mom. Oh my God. She's like, yeah. She's like, don't yell at her when you come home, because I'm very strong-handed when it comes to that. And I got home and I was like, Jada, did you hit Bama? She's like,
oh.
But she's like, Bama. And she like ran to my mom because she thought I was gonna like spank her. And I was like, I just asked if you hit her.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, leave her alone.
Oh my God.
She's like, I deserved it. I shouldn't have said things about her dad and her grandma. And I was like,
I love it.
I hate you, Mom. I swear.
It's like, I wish I had met little Jaden. I know I couldn't.
She was.
Because of the time, but I wish I had met her. I wish I had met her.
Fucking hilarious. She was so cute. So cute.
So those were all really good.
Yeah.
You guys have been really into the anonymous, like, link, whatever, when we put questions up. So we'll keep doing that. But I wanted to share our thoughts on those ones.
Yes.
So.
And please send in your situations, because I would literally love to hear it.
And if you have more detail on those things.
Yeah. Any of you guys that hear it and you guys, these were you, give us more details. We won't say your name. Yeah, don't worry about it. We don't say names or anything. So
just email theblendedmommas@gmail.com. I'll put the email in the show notes. And then rate and review the podcast, please, please, please. And follow us on all the socials. And
write a review too, if you guys want. We will be reading those off.
I love seeing those.
Yeah,
they're my favorite.
Those. Those are awesome.
Okay, bye everyone.